Have you ever wondered how a conflict that began in the 19th century still shapes the geopolitical landscape of South America today? Welcome to our deep dive into the complex history of the Venezuela and Guyana conflict. Our story begins in the early 1800s, when both Venezuela and Guyana were still colonies of Spain and Britain, respectively. The root of the conflict can be traced back to 1814, when the Dutch, who had previously controlled what is now Guyana, transferred the territory to the British. The new British colony's western boundary with Spanish Venezuela was a matter of dispute, a disagreement that would simmer for decades. In 1899, an international tribunal in Paris, largely influenced by the United States and Britain, decided to grant the disputed territory, known as the Essequibo, to British Guiana. Venezuela has never accepted this decision, claiming it was unfairly dominated by imperial powers. Fast forward to 1962, just before Guyana's independence. Venezuela officially reasserted its claim to the Essequibo, a region rich in resources and comprising about 2/3 of Guyana's total land area. This move sparked a series of diplomatic spats and tense relations that persist to this day. In the early 21st century, the dispute took a turn. The discovery of significant oil reserves in the Essequibo region by ExxonMobil in 2015 added a new dimension to the conflict. Oil, the lifeblood of Venezuela's economy, was now a major player in the game. As we approach the present day, in late 2023, Venezuela held a referendum to decide the future of the disputed Essequibo territory. Despite international concerns about potential military escalation, there was no evidence of military preparations. In summary, the Venezuela and Guyana conflict is a centuries-long dispute rooted in colonial-era boundaries and fueled by natural resource wealth. From its origins in the 1800s, through the 1899 tribunal decision, the reassertion of Venezuela's claim in 1962, the discovery of oil in 2015, and the 2023 referendum, this conflict continues to shape the relationship between these two South American countries. It's a story that reminds us that the echoes of history can still be heard in the present, shaping nations and altering the course of lives. The Venezuela and Guyana conflict is not just about lines on a map or barrels of oil. It's about the people who live in these regions, their past, their present, and their future.